Alright, let's continue this boss rush. I went ahead and gave Cyrus the ability to go over 999 damage, because I think that'll be important. And I assume this will be Lucia?
Let's get this over.
Oh, it's not. I figured it would be Lucia, not the headmaster. That's weird. Why would it not be the headmaster? Okay. Whatever sword you have equipped is not good.
My turn.
Let's go ahead and reduce his physical attack. I need to check what sword Hannett has equipped. Yeah, it's not that bad.
I'll not be defeated.
Let's go ahead and use Luminescence. Wow, that wasn't what was good against the skeletons. I'm amazed.
What next?
Which skeleton is acting next? You? Luckily, I have just the thing.
Done my duty.
No going for you. I'm gonna assume Axe. Okay, Axe is good.
I'll do my best.
Let's go ahead and have you
Here I go.
do this to him.
Bringer of the flame.
This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. Because now I can do this.
Elemental trick. Elemental trick.
Yes, 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 yes. Everything is going according to plan.
Let my arrow fly and true.
Now. Oh, sadly we couldn't kill him. But hey,
What next?
I might get the chance now. Nope. Not? No, he probably has a lot of health.
Out of my way.
Alright. Alright, I think this is a good use of my abilities.
Come
Alright.
if thou darest.
You are about to see some of the greatest damage you've ever seen.
Now the true lesson begins. Lux Conjurer. Lux Conjurer.
That was 60,000 damage. That's what I like to see.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
That didn't do nearly as much as I thought it would, but like, hey, that's a good amount. His physical strength has been augmented, however, it does not concern me.
I appreciate it. Really.
Let my arrow fly and true.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check what sword you have equipped later, because this is a waste.
Well then,
Let's go ahead and have you... I'm gonna have you do Star Song on yourself.
wandering planets, show us the path.
Star Song was not what I thought it was. That was my bad.
Lux Conjurer. Lux Conjurer.
Alright, let's see. Yeah, he can't act twice again. I think I'm gonna go ahead. Alright, he's at low health. I'm gonna wait a couple turns before I do anything crazy.
Better than a snare. I will not be defeated.
Let's go ahead and put BP boost on you.
Oh, stars, fill us with power.
So next turn,
Out of my way.
I'll do some good stuff. Right now, I can go ahead and just shackle you again. And that should make you do way less damage the next turn.
What is the
Or he'll
logical
just not attack at
consequence?
all. That is also a possibility.
Elemental grip.
Letting my arrow fly and
You do a dagger attack.
Out of my way.
You do 2 dagger attacks.
I appreciate it. Really.
I will not be defeated.
I should have you do shooting stars.
Electric stars, pierce our foes.
Letting the hunt begin. Holding
Alright,
back
you
nothing.
go ahead and do
Ring
this.
Hill, fight for this.
Alright, he's broke.
Here I go.
Go ahead and have you do this on Cyrus.
Bringer of the flames.
Let's do this.
Let's see here. What would be a good thing to do? Frankly, anything.
I appreciate it. Really.
Just if I don't have to use a plum on you after battle, that's good.
Focus is unparalleled. Lux Conjurer. Lux Conjurer.
Yep, that's the end of that.
Thus ends your lesson.
Cyrus leveled up, which is always nice. I kind of wish I had a stat screen to see what part of them was getting stronger. Like a Fire Emblem, but I guess the stats in this game are a bit more complex than that. Alright. From the diary of Headmaster Yvonne of the Royal Academy. It was 15 years ago when I first learned of that tome. The headmaster's chair was but a dream to me in those days, when my prize student Lucia brought a young woman to me. The woman told me that I was the best suited to the position of headmaster, that there was no knowledge, no position that should be off limits to a man of my ability. And so she taught me many things. One being of the existence of ancient tomes containing the long-forgotten secrets of old. There are several volumes of forbidden writing in Atlas Dam's great libraries, and no eye but the headmasters are allowed to look upon them. The tome in question is one of these. It is the last extant tract of the legendary sage known as Salamon, whose name lives on in history through the land of his birth, the kingdom of Bernstein, has long since been forgotten. Long has it been said that he who can decipher its true meaning will obtain power over even life and death. The current headmaster is not worthy of such knowledge. What he lacks in intellect only pales to what he lacks in character. I cannot depend on him. I would depend on you. She wished to decipher the secrets of the tome, and share its knowledge with the worthy alone. Thus a great scholar was needed, one who would be able to fully understand the arcane truths within the tome. The doddering fool who now serves as headmaster could never do such a thing, but a genius such as you, Yvonne, surely you, of all scholars in the realm, are up to the task. Yes, that was how she persuaded me. It was true that I bore little resemblance to the former headmaster, who was interested in nothing but his studies, and whose only praiseworthy trait was his tenacity in that single-minded pursuit. But I was different. I knew that knowledge was worth its weight in gold, and more critically, my intellect far outstripped his. How could the idiots around me fail to realize this? This woman told me that the then headmaster holding a lofty office he had done so little to deserve was tantamount to sin, and I agreed. When she asked me if I could remove him, I assured her that it would be the simplest of tasks, and so I had him assassinated, just as she wished, leaving not a trace of evidence behind to incriminate myself. Shortly after, I ascended to the headmaster's seat in his place. I encouraged the strange woman only once more after that day. Oh, encountered, not encouraged. When I reported to her that I had murdered the former headmaster, she flashed a chilling smile and simply replied, "So you did." Then she walked away, never again to appear before me. Perhaps removing that man was all she wanted of me after all, I thought. It was no matter. The tome was in my grasp, and I immediately set myself to uncovering its secrets. All the rumors I had heard were true. It was work of staggering genius. With Lucia as my assistant, I was able to obtain other rare and ancient texts from that woman, even if I never saw her again. Yet everything was going just as I had planned, and power beyond the imagination was finally within my reach. How did it all come to this? Damn that accursed Lucia! Damn that heartless, conniving witch! How did I not see? She meant to use me from the very start. I was the one who unlocked the secrets. I who constructed the basic theories of how to effectively control life and death. And as soon as I had done that, she had no more need for me. That was why when she gave me a flawed blood crystal and led Cyrus to me, so that she could dispose without dirtying her own hands. You despicable, loathsome, hateful woman. Death has not cooled my fury, but only fueled it to greater heights. Curse you and that unholy witch you brought to my side. May that deceitful Lucia burn for all eternity. May the foul witch LeBlanc be banished beyond the farthest reaches of hell. Well, it does appear that LeBlanc has instigated most of what's happening, which is quite interesting. So this should be Tressa's boss. And I'm gonna assume that it's... What was her name? Esmeralda? I don't know her gimmick, because I killed her so fast. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start.
I will not lose to you.
No, it's just a tiger.
Well then.
Yeah, you know what? I guess. That's okay. Let's go ahead and put healing on us.
Stars, bless us.
I expected it to be
Out of my way.
Esmeralda, the lady who wanted the journal of the guy. Color me surprised, I guess.
Try this.
Not weak to that.
Coming, if thou
What
darest.
about spears? Spears is a good answer.
What is the logical course of action? Ignis Arder. My turn.
Let's go ahead and use wildfire. Let's go ahead and use elemental break.
What next?
Let's have Hannah leg hold trap it preemptively. Actually, you know what? I don't think that'll do anything.
I'll not be defeated.
Yeah, that's not going to do anything.
Prepare yourself. Elfric, bringer of the flame.
My turn.
Alright, what should we do?
Let's do this.
Let's do Belagor's Blood.
Unleash your wrath.
Alright, so fire and light.
What next? Holding back nothing. Windhill, fight for us.
Bow works as well.
An interesting dilemma. Now the
Let's go ahead and do Ignis Arder. Ooh, that's gonna be 72,000 damage.
I'll do my
I can do
best.
my math. Is there something I could do? Elemental defense. Let's put divination won't actually do anything right now.
Moonlight, reflect
Let's do
your
that. We
love.
don't need healing right now. I could have put regenerating, but I don't think anyone will die this turn.
Sorcery.
Nah, but we are poisoned, which is never good. But he is almost dead.
out of my way.
After this turn, he'll be done. Let's go ahead and armor corrosive,
I see through the defenses.
just in case he lives.
What's this now?
And you go ahead and do Ignis Arder again.
Arder. Ignis Ignis are dead.
And Ophelia, I'm gonna have to have you heal.
Bring about a miracle of healing.
Coming.
You just do this.
What's this now?
Cyrus, you go ahead and do Ignis
Ignis
Ardaire.
are dead. My turn.
Let's go ahead and... I think I'll have to wait a turn. Let's lower his physical attack.
My turn now.
And let's go ahead and put healing on everyone. I just
Mythic
want to be
stars
careful.
bless us.
Sorcery.
Only she was poisoned, that's fine.
What is the logical course of action? Ignis are dead.
Let's go ahead and lower its attack again. Just in case.
Well then,
And you go ahead and heal
bring
more.
about a miracle of healing.
Wow, the poison affects BP? What? That's weird. And pretty strong.
I'm ready. Are you?
What do I do? Poison is gonna affect me in some way. Let's just use all my BP first.
Unleash your wrath.
And it was totally worth it.
And that's that.
Ophelia leveled up, thus meaning I do not need to heal her. People need plums. I was going to use a plum basket anyway, so it all works out. Let's go ahead and stick one more plum in his gob. From the Diary of Graham Crossword, Part the First. Grave tidings reached me as I was passing through Victor's Hollow in my travels. My beloved condition was worsening. I knew my journey must be brought to a swift conclusion, lest I be too late in the end. I made up my mind to sail across the verdant deep. The final ingredient I required was the pinion of an ogre eagle, that of the most feared beast of the sky. They are said to make their home in the forest of Roubaix, beyond that vast emerald sea. Oh, so is he not normally from this continent? The continent of Orstera? When I arrived at the harbor, there was only one ship to be found. It was a grand one, no mistaking that, but the captain was none other than Leon Bestral. I recognized him at once, of course. Who could travel to these lands without hearing a tale or 10 of that dread pirate captain, the very mention of whose name would set even the bravest sailors' hearts pounding and palms sweating? Yet I found the man himself to be quite different from the one spoken of in legend. Captain Leon Bestral stood at the helm of a merchant trader, which was preparing to hoist sail at the very moment I came upon it. I told him of my haste and implored that he let me aboard. I'm afraid I just don't let anyone board my ship, he told me, and I felt as though I were being put to some kind of test. It was clear this was a man who did not easily place his trust in others. My coin purse as impoverished as my hopes, I held out the only thing of value I could offer, my journal. This is the most valuable of my possessions, I explained. Within it you will find a record of every region of this vast continent, every town I have visited, and every path I have tread. Surely such knowledge is worth the trouble of having one more body aboard your ship for this voyage. After all, what need had I of such a log then? My journey was nearly over. All that remained was to obtain the final ingredient, and hasten home to my beloved side. Captain Leon gave a boisterous laugh and gestured me onto his ship with a grin. You'd have me believe the leaves of that old book are more valuable than the leaves in my coffers. You must have had quite the journey. I wouldn't mind hearing about it, as you swabbed my decks. As his ship tossed about the stormy sea, my thoughts drifted ahead of the winds to where my wife awaited me. I could see her face in my mind, so clearly that it felt as though it was only minutes ago that we parted, not countless moons. And I prayed that the flame would guide me back to her while that gentle smile still graced her lips. It's almost finished at last, my love. Pray wait for me just a little longer. I know not what became of my journal since I parted ways with Captain Leon, but looking back, I am relieved that it left my hands when it did. Surely it is better than my final entry ended in some traces of hope, rather than the bitter pain I would eventually find on the journey's end. These are some good anime quotes, I'll tell you what. Send in shivers. So this should be Olberek's boss. This should be that guy that instigated the attack on Hornburg. Everyone healed up? Yes.
I will stop you here and now.
I'd be lying if I said I remembered his name.
What next?
Press. That's not good. Werner, there we go. Yeah, I think I have his sword equipped, and it has terrible accuracy. I'm gonna have you analyze. Alright, he has quite a bit of
I will
health.
not be defeated.
Let's go ahead and have you do BP boost on
Oh,
Cyrus.
stars, fill us with power.
Because I have an idea. So we're gonna go ahead and steal his SP.
I appreciate it, really.
Alright, good. If that had missed, my plan would have been ruined.
Letting my arrow fly and true.
Let's take
Never
aim.
missing.
Now, what next?
Now, we could... I'm interested in this. I want to try this.
Mage Lord Drysong.
I will not be defeated.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and use an energizing pomegranate L on Cyrus.
Out of my way.
And we're going to go ahead.
Let's do this.
Let's go ahead and do this so I know what element he's weak to. That's a good list of elements.
What?
Holding back nothing.
Let's go ahead and do Windheld's Battle Cry. And let's have you, I guess, do Tonitrus.
Well then,
Did I not do... Ah, that's right. I didn't do the thing on him. That's right. Silly me. Let's go ahead and put healing on everybody.
stars, bless us.
I don't recall what this boss did, so... I did Doom! That's right! Of course he did.
Well then,
Because they gotta make me not like these bosses. I guess I'll attack with Might Axe. You can go ahead and do Elemental Break. You, my good sir, are going to be doing big damage.
An interesting dilemma.
You are going to go ahead and do this.
Venta Sultan. my turn.
You can go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and shackle him for a couple of turns.
What's yours is mine.
That was steel. That was not shackle. I am upset. Well, here's where no, Lake Hold Trap won't do anything. I don't know.
Never
Let's just
miss
do
it.
this.
My turn now.
I don't know. What should I do? Just boost myself, I guess.
Planets, show us the path.
Alright, Cyrus, you get in there and you hit him with this. That's not doing as much damage as I expected.
Come in, if thou darest.
Oh, I needed to boost him again. I'm dumb. You'll have to excuse me. It is late at night. And I am not thinking as well as I should be.
I'll not. Here I go.
Let's go ahead and use it on him now. I think that'll be a good thing to do.
Elfric, bringer of the flame.
And I'll have him kill us just in case. I don't think he'll do a lot of damage. Alright, he shifted his weight. And he did sweep. Everything's fine. He'll probably do oppression. Nope, okay, never mind. What can I hit him with? I can hit him with the trusty old Steel SP.
I appreciate it. Really?
That's perfectly fine.
What next?
Hit him with that dagger.
I'll do my best.
What can I do here? I think healing would be a
Bring
good
about the
idea.
miracle of healing.
Now, what?
And now, Cyrus, you have no BP. That's fine.
The night risk command. The night risk command. What is the logical course of action?
Let's have you do Nitrous Chimera again.
The night risk command.
Yep, that's all fine.
Come in, come in.
And then you will do Windheld's
Windhill,
Battle Cry.
fight with us.
This should kill him, I think. Alright, it did.
I honor thee, my quarry.
At least we got an Inspiriting Plum Basket. Okay, no one needs healing, but everyone needs plums. From the records of Lord Werner of Riverford, Hornburg will fall. I still remember her smile as she said the words. It was a score of years ago now, mayhap more. A simple sellsword I was then, when she came to me with a sack full of leaves and dark promise in her eyes. She knew as well as I did that I had far greater aspirations than selling my sword for coin. But coin would have to be a start, and what a start she offered me. Not only the leaves to free me from another man's employ, but as much as I asked for to invest in my plot, and establish the connections I would need. The life I'd always dreamed of was finally in my grasp. I could use her. I could use her to get all that I ever wanted, or so I thought. And so I took the girl up on her offer and began my plot to bring down an entire kingdom. I would need men if I were to accomplish anything, so I created my own sellsword company, the Black Brotherhood I called them. I spent 3 years doing nothing but gathering information on Hornburg. Then, using what I had learned, I began to systematically remove any obstacles that might stand in my path. I used the girl's connections to make my company of sellswords very much in demand in Hornburg. It took the worst of the lot, those with no scruples and nowhere else to go, and made them out to be bandits and thieves. I set these villains to attacking the borders of Hornburg, and then my Black Brotherhood would turn them back. It was quite the performance. Excuse me. Other armies didn't stand a chance of beating us to the site of each battle. The skirmishes all took place far from the heart of Hornburg, We knew ahead of time exactly where they would happen, since the foes we faced in the battle were in fact our own men. It was an easy feat to give the appearance of a crushing defeat. Through this farce, the Black Brotherhood won the hearts of the people living in those borderlands. Excuse me. Ingraining myself with the families of these borderlands, I used their introductions to buy trust among many powerful houses of Hornburg. The tales of the Black Brotherhood had spread throughout the realm by then, and I used that woman's money freely to strengthen my ties to powerful men within Hornburg and without. Excuse me. Still, King Alfred was well beloved by his people and his bannermen. It would be no small feat to win their hearts away from him, in which case things would become much easier if he were simply not in the picture. Hornburg would not last without the people's love for their liege binding them together. And so my eyes landed upon Erhard, who held a bitter hatred of the king within him. I had him appointed as a member of the king's own guard, so that he could be in the perfect position to do the deed. Excuse me, my nose has become all stuffy. All that remained to be done was to give Erhard the chance that he was all too eager to seize. Mixing lies and truths, I lit a fire among the strong young warrior I befriended. I could spout any lie, and it would not have mattered. Humans care little for facts. They believe what they want to believe. In the end, it took me just 12 short years to bring Hornburg to ruin. After the kingdom fell, I decided the time had come to settle my accounts with that woman. I disbanded my company, having no more need for sellswords, and used the riches I had accumulated to buy myself the land and status that would see me through my remaining days. To tell the honest truth, this was not easy. I could have gained even more power had I remained at that woman's side. She could provide me with wealth and power beyond any human's wildest dreams. But to pursue this any further would be madness. Perhaps I was already mad, to serve so long at her beck and call to bring down a kingdom. She was beautiful, there can be no doubt of that. But did I desire her, even for a moment? No, for within that attractive trapping was evil, pure evil, intent on bringing humanity to ruin. If a man dared to touch any part of it, his own flesh would rot and fall away. She was a lethal poison. She was a witch. And so I cut myself off from her entirely and did not look back. Funny though, is it not? In the end I could not escape her. She brought about my ruin, as surely as if I had indulged in her poisonous touch. For in the end, just as I felled Hornburg, it was Hornburg's last knight who laid me low. Yeah, this is all pretty neat, I won't lie. I'm gonna go ahead and cut here, because I'm always worried the footage will somehow crash. So see you next time, when I think we do the last two, and maybe even the boss